When Marcus decided to come home early that Thursday afternoon, he told himself it was for his daughter. 8-year-old Lily had sounded tired on the phone the night before. She insisted she was fine, but Marcus had learned to hear the pauses between her words. Since his wife passed away 3 years ago, he had become fluent in silence. He knew when Lily missed her mother but did not want to say it. He knew when the house felt too big for the two of them. He had hired Elena 6 months earlier to help keep things together. She cleaned, cooked simple meals, and stayed with Lily when his shifts at the hospital ran long. Elena was quiet, steady, and kind. Lily adored her. Still, Marcus rarely came home unannounced. Routine was the only thing that kept his life from unraveling. He unlocked the front door at 3 in the afternoon. The house was unusually still. No cartoon voices from the living room. No clatter from the kitchen. "Lily," he called gently. No answer. A flicker of unease passed through him. He walked down the hallway toward his bedroom, planning to check there before heading upstairs. The door was slightly open. He pushed it wider and froze. Elena was asleep in his bed. For a split second, anger flared hot and sharp. His bed had always been sacred ground. It was the last place he had held his wife's hand. The sheets still carried memories he wasn't ready to surrender. Elena lay curled on top of the blanket, still dressed in her simple blue uniform. One arm rested protectively over a small shape beside her. Marcus blinked. Lily. His daughter was tucked against Elena's side, her cheeks flushed, her hair damp against her forehead. A cool cloth rested above her brows. Marcus stepped closer, confusion giving way to alarm. Lily's breathing was shallow but steady. Elena stirred. Her eyes opened slowly, and when she saw Marcus standing there, she jolted upright. "I am so sorry," she whispered, panic rushing into her voice. "I did not mean to fall asleep. Lily had a fever. It rose quickly after lunch. I called the pediatrician. They said to monitor her and keep her cool. She would not stay in her own bed. She kept asking for you." Marcus felt his anger dissolve into something heavier. He touched Lily's forehead. Warm, but not burning. She was shivering, Elena continued, her voice trembling. "I thought if I lay beside her, she might rest. I did not want to wake her by moving her back." Marcus noticed dark circles beneath Elena's eyes. Her hair, usually tied neatly, had come loose. There was a damp towel in a bowl on the nightstand and a small notebook open beside it. Temperatures were written down carefully with times noted every 30 minutes. He exhaled slowly. "How long has she been like this?" "Since noon. It is lower now. I was watching the clock. I must have closed my eyes for only a moment." He believed her. As if on cue, Lily shifted and blinked up at him. "Daddy?" He knelt by the bed and smoothed her hair. "I'm here, sweetheart." Her small hand reached for his. "Elena stayed with me. She told me stories." Elena tried to move away, but Lily tightened her hold. Marcus felt something in his chest soften. He had been so quick to assume a boundary crossed, a trust broken. Instead, he was looking at a woman who had stepped into a space he could not always fill. "Thank you," he said quietly. Elena looked startled. "It is my job." "No," Marcus replied. "It isn't." Lily drifted back to sleep. Marcus gestured for Elena to step into the hallway. "I should have asked permission," she said at once. "The bedroom. I understand if you are upset." He leaned against the wall, suddenly aware of how tired he was. "I was," he admitted. "For a moment." She lowered her gaze. "But I was wrong." Elena hesitated before speaking again. When Lily was shaking, she kept saying she missed her mother. She said this room feels closest to her. The words landed like a quiet storm. Marcus had never told Lily that he sometimes sat on the edge of that bed after she fell asleep, speaking softly into the darkness as if his wife might answer. He had tried to keep grief folded neatly away from his daughter. "I did not know what else to do," Elena said. "I lost my own mother when I was young. I remember wanting to sleep where she once slept. It felt safer." Marcus looked at her fully then, really seeing her for the first time beyond her role in his home. "You never told me that." She offered a small shrug. "You never asked." That simple truth stung. He had hired her to clean, to cook, to manage schedules. He had not asked about her life, her losses, or the reasons she sometimes looked at Lily with such understanding. They returned to the bedroom together. Lily's breathing was deeper now. Marcus sat on one side of the bed. After a moment's hesitation, he nodded for Elena to remain where she was. The three of them stayed like that as the late afternoon light spilled across the room. In the quiet, Marcus realized something that shocked him more than finding Elena in his bed. He was not angry because she had crossed a line. He was afraid because someone else had stepped into the space he had been guarding so fiercely. A space filled with memories, with pain, with love. But instead of replacing anything, Elena had added something new. Care. Warmth. Presence. When Lily's fever finally broke that evening, Marcus ordered soup and insisted Elena stay for dinner. They sat at the kitchen table together, Lily nestled between them. "Daddy," Lily said sleepily, "can Elena stay tomorrow too?" Marcus looked at Elena. She seemed uncertain, as if waiting for instruction. "Yes," he answered. "If she wants to." Elena smiled softly. "I would like that." Later that night, after Lily was tucked safely in her own bed, Marcus stood in his bedroom doorway. The sheets were slightly rumpled. The air felt different, lighter somehow. He no longer saw it as a place frozen in the past. It had become a place where his daughter felt safe, where someone had chosen compassion over protocol. He understood then that kindness does not always ask for permission. Sometimes it simply shows up when needed most. And sometimes, when you walk in unannounced and expect the worst, you find instead the quiet beginning of something that changes everything.